Please welcome the engineers. Once again, good evening, hockey fans. Welcome to Rensselaer in Houston Fieldhouse for tonight's ECAC matchup between the Big Red of Cornell University and your homestanding engineers of Rensselaer. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, the visitors from Cornell, starting in the goal, number 32, Mitch Gillum. At left defense, number 8, Danny Caldas. At right defense, number 27, Patrick McCarron. The starting forward line for Cornell, at left wing, number 10, Bo Starrett. At center, number 26, Jeff Kubiak. And at right wing for the Big Red, number 17, Anthony Angelo. The rest of the Cornell Big Red, their head coach, Mike Schaefer. And now, let's meet the starters for the engineers of RPI. Leading your engineers on the ice tonight, please welcome the junior engineer, Gia Barnard. Starting in the goal for the engineers, a sophomore from Andover, Minnesota, number 35, Chase Perry. At left defense, a junior from Calgary, Alberta, number 13, Jared Wilson. At right defense, a senior from Edina, Minnesota, number 2, Parker Reno. The starting forwards for the engineers. At left wing, he's a junior from Edina, Minnesota, number 23, Lou Nanny. At center for the engineers, a sophomore from St. Mary's, Ontario, number 21, Brady Whiffen. And at right wing, a junior from Stockholm, Sweden, number 12, Victor Liljegren. The rest of the engineers, their head coach is Seth Apper. Assistant coaches, Brian Vines and Nolan Graham. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise as Rafi, the Singer Jeweler, presents the national anthems of Canada and the United States of America.
Oh, Canada, my home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. Oh, Father, twilight flash gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red flare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the Houston Fieldhouse for tonight's ECAC hockey game. It's the penultimate home weekend for the Engineers as they only have Princeton and Quinnipiac left on the home schedule. I am joined tonight by Tyler Hutchinson, class of 2012, former Engineer men's lacrosse standout. And Tyler, thanks for coming out. I'm going to call you Hutch the rest of the way.
That sounds great to me, Perry. That's what I go by, and that's what I'll expect to hear.
Thoughts on this one? Obviously, Cornell, number 16 in the country. Interesting note, though, this senior class for the Big Red have never beaten the Engineers. 3-0-3-3 are Cornell against RPI, and in turn, RPI seniors 3-0-3 against a Cornell team that traditionally has been great. Last 2 years haven't been as good.
I mean, that's huge. That's huge for these guys coming up to the Capital District. I mean, they're coming off a big win against Union last night. You know, and our very own Engineers with the big wins ourselves against Colgate. A lot of goals scored between those two games, so I think this is going to be a pretty good matchup here tonight.
Talked to Coach Apper before the game. These games traditionally, and Cornell likes to play a lot of low-scoring games. They're a tight-checking team. They're very big, as Coach Apper mentioned, and we'll see it all night long. And you'll hear about it as we'll get this one started in just a moment. Before we get started, I'd like to thank the Rensselaer Union, which provides the funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball. Mitch Gillum, the senior to my left, is a starter for Cornell. He is 13-5-2 with a 220 goals against and a 915 save percentage. Chase Perry to my right, the starter for RPI, 4-14-1, 327 goals against, 910 save percentage. And it's the Engineers busting out of their own zone right away after the Big Red won the opening draw and dumped it in. Victor Liljegren behind the cage. He had a goal last night, his 6th of the year, out of Stockholm, Sweden. Wraparound try, he scores! Victor Liljegren!
Unbelievable. I mean, we're 25 seconds in and we got ourselves a goal, Perry. This is going to be an exciting match tonight.
Victor Liljegren, RPI picking up the goal, and Vic coming into play tonight. The Engineers were 0-5, or this weekend I should say, were 0-5 when he scored. They won last night when he scored, and they won tonight. So maybe a turnaround of things there. Looks like he went 5-hole on Gillum there for the goal. We'll see. We get another chance to look at it, and well, they denied us a third try. We were just getting greedy. Dumped in by the Big Red. Behind the net is Bradley Bell, the junior, in there in place of Mears Moore. Clears it out to center ice. Cornell on it now. Brendan Smith, sophomore from Centennial, Colorado, will chip it in. It'll be chased down near side wall. Hit thrown by Bell. Works the puck free. He'll shoot it hard off the end wall. Pinching in Smith. Flip back towards the point. Waiting with it there is Widener. Rister skips wide as the centerman moved out to the point as Smith had jumped into the play. Chipped out to center by the Engineers and gathered at the red line. This is Trevor Yates, a junior from Beaconsfield, Quebec. He'll shoot it in. Flip to the corner, trying to find it Morello. He pokes it past Freshkey. Now a jam try at the near side point, or post rather. Skated back behind the net by Mitch Vanderland. 4-game scoreless streak for the top point getter for Cornell, and driving the net and going down hard on the other side of the crease. The Engineers able to move it out to center. Flipped across the line, and Jimmy DeVito had a crack at it, but now picking it up, Patrick McCarron, senior from Toronto, He'll reset behind the goal for Holden Anderson, another senior on this Cornell team. A little bit of a turnaround from last year for the Big Red. Has allowed them to make it back into the top 20. They've been as high as 14 this season in the USCHO poll. Chipped out to center ice, where Jared Fiegel has it stolen away. Drop pass along the wall for Hayhurst. Right back to Orval. He got knocked down. Big size advantage all over the ice for Cornell tonight. Let's see if they're able to use it. Shot by Hayhurst, tipped high in the air. It'll go into the netting, and we get a stoppage. Just one shot on goal so far in the game, Hutch, and it belongs to the Engineers, and it went in.
And that's what we like to see here, the Houston Fieldhouse Center, Barry. Kind of caught us all off guard, it seemed, but you know, you keep mentioning the size advantage that the Big Red have. They certainly are a big Red team. So let's just hope we continue to fight here through the remainder of the first period and the rest of the game.
17:44 to go in the first. 1-0 RPI and a goal by Victor Liljegren. As it's moved along into the RPI zone. Good hit on Bo Sterrett, sophomore from Bellingham, Mass. Engineers to center ice. Here's Brady Whiffen. He had 3 assists last night. His shot there is blocked. As it's worked to the near corner, they duel for it there. Around to the far side is Reno, shoveling it below the goal line. Flip towards the half wall. Kubiak, good outlet pass, will connect to center. Here's Sterrett, 6'5", 222. Looks like a monster out there. Drop pass, top of the circle, tripping coming up. Liljegren whacked the legs out from under Freshkey, and Cornell's going on the power play.
Yeah, he knew right away that that is not what he meant to do. You could see it just in his body language there. He put the stick down, not what he wanted.
So the power play will come out for Cornell. Exactly 17 for 100 on the year. I can do that math. That's 17%.
Look at that RPI degree.
Paying off for you. Absolutely. Engineers on the kill, just 80.8%. It's been hovering around that point. Was one of the top in the country early on in the season, around the 88, 89%. It's fallen. There's a shot to flex over the top. Caroms around to the near boards and out to center. Still just the one shot on goal as the Big Red ring it in. Router to the far boards, tipped out to center ice. Wood wants to skate, and he thought he was impeded a bit there as he tried to move his way into the neutral zone. And McCrae will slow things down, far side into the zone. Good poke check over there, but it stays in. Worked up the boards by Caldas and turned over. Melanson wants to go. Short-handed Drew Melanson. Backhand shot and a save by Gillum. He'll cover with Jimmy DeVito on the prowl. And Drew Melanson showing off that speed. He's been quiet as of late. Just the 10 points on the year in 29 games for the Paramus, New Jersey native Drew Melanson, but showing off the wheels there.
Yeah, it was a pretty good short-handed look there. I mean, he got up the ice and made the most of that little mistake by the Big Red there.
Face off in the Cornell zone. Bourbonnais to take the draw for RPI. One back cleanly by Cornell. It'll be McCarron. 3 goals and 13 assists for 16 points in just 21 games for McCarron. Those are good numbers for the senior defenseman. They move it in. Stopping along the wall. And now they work it back to McCarron. Walking in a wrister, and that one skips off the glass behind Chase Perry. Gathered again. Yates. Now Widener, a shot in a big pad stop. You can hear that one all the way up here. Karam's out towards the point. Big Red keep it in. Cross-size feed. McCarron dangling into the slot. It's poke free. Will they keep it? Yes. Good play by Widener. Flipped on goal. Stick just wide in the redirection by Anthony Angelo. It'll be gathered up in the near corner. Yates to the point. McCarron thought about a shot. Now Widener, the captain. Back to McCarron. 21 seconds to go in the power play. 1-0 RPI with an early lead. McCarron, a wrister. They score from the blue line through a screen. We're tied at 1. It's the 4th of the year if it wasn't tipped for McCarron. What did you see there?
I mean, yeah, I was a little waiting to see the replay. I wonder if it was tipped. Chase Perry did not seem to, I don't think he saw that one. So.
No, it looked like it was screened at the very least. And
well, let's see here.
I'm not quite sure. Well, looked like it went through clean. Went in clean, but I'm not sure if he saw it clean or at all. You're right. He went down to the butterfly, but he think he just knew the shot was coming, not to where it was coming from. Either way, a power play goal for Cornell ties the game at 1. Both teams shooting very high percentages right now. Shots are 2-2. The score is 1-1. Back to their own zone, Anderson for Cornell. Flipped up the far boards. Jacob Hayhurst back to pick it up there. He'll skate through the neutral zone. Hayhurst hands it off for Bradley Bell. Bell has some offensive moves. He's been played some forward this year out of necessity for the Engineers, but he's back to his traditional defensive spot, and it's kicked along by Bell. He'll shoot it on the near boards towards the point. Henderson can't keep it in. Picked up by Hayhurst. Cross-ice feed. Patrick Paulino has his head up to the circle. A shot was blocked. Rebound thrown right back in front. It's swatted away again by Holden Anderson. Now Prapavesis is at the near point, waiting. Prapavesis filters down low. Kicked down in the corner. Paulino, no. Hayhurst finally stolen away by Caldas. Yanni Caldas, excuse me, from Montreal will just cross center and dump in. Mike Prapavesis picks it up for RPI, the junior from Oakville, Ontario, and 4th round draft choice of the Dallas Stars. Moves it ahead to Will Riley, who just shoots it in. Matt Nuttall behind for McCarron. Through center ice into the skates. It was a good gather there by Matt Buckles, who moves into the offensive zone. Right in on goal. And I believe it was Buckles who got that shot away, and Perry had to make the save. 13:50 left in the first period. 1-1 RPI and Cornell here on WRPI.
Perry staying big in net there, making a good play, freezing the puck. Let's just hope him moving forward here continues to see the puck a little bit better.
Face off to the right of Chase Perry from Andover, Minnesota. He played for the Wenatchee Wild in between his previous NCAA season. He spent with the Colorado College Tigers. That was a wrister, deflects wide of the goal. Reno tripped up on his way to the corner inadvertently, they say, as we play on. Shot right back to the near wall. Vanderlyn. He's roughed up by Reno in the corner. Back to the point. And that one skips wide by McCray. Back down low it goes. Mitch Vanderlyn from Hanwick, New Brunswick. Back to the point, faking a shot, turning with it, shooting there is blocked. Spins in the circle, cleared out to center by Bourbonnais. And I believe we have a penalty coming here. What's going to be the call? Must have been away from the puck. He's pointing at someone. It's going to be a cross check. And I think they're going to get the captain, Jake Widener, out of Grand Valley, Ontario. Yes, it is the captain Widener going to the box. RPI will enjoy its first power play of the evening.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened there. I don't know if it was away from the play or a cheap shot or something, but we'll go on the attack here. I mean, I don't know what the time of possession is for RPI, but they certainly could use this power play to their advantage.
The Engineers' power play was 1 for 3 last night, 19.7% on the year. Riley across, Hayhurst down low, puck gets away from Bourbonnais. Now he gets tied up a bit, but gets it back out to Hayhurst. Wrister coming, save made, and bowling over Gillum was Liljegren, but it didn't look like it was on purpose. And they're going to say it wasn't. No change allowed for Cornell here, and you can bet that they're not happy with that along the on the bench for the Big Red there. Mike Schaefer and company yelling. Actually, no, they do allow the faceoff to go outside the zone, so they'll say it was on the Engineers there. 13 minutes to go in the first. 1-1 the score. Engineers with another minute 35 to go on the power play. Good connection. Here comes Prapavesis leading the rush out from their own end. 3-on-2 power play time here. As they move in, they'll slow it up. Prapavesis skating to the near corner. Back to Hayhurst. Up top for Will Riley. 9 assists on the season. Throws one towards goal. Liljegren had a tip on it. Went just high. To the near half wall now. Starrett trying to find it. 3 players go down, and the puck's underneath one of them. And we're going to get a whistle. But RPI's power play, as I mentioned, 1 for 3 last night. Cornell on the penalty kill, 84.8% on the season. And we'll get a draw here in the Cornell zone with a minute 14 to go on the power play. Tyranese, who had 2 goals last night, now 6 on the year. Jared Wilson was, or still is, the top power play goal scorer. He's been cold as of late, goal scoring wise, just the 9 goals. So just second most on the club overall, first by a defenseman. And for a while there, he led the country in goals by a D-man. Here's Freshke into the RPI zone. He's bottled up there. Now he takes a whack at it. Caroms around to the far side. It was actually Vanderlyn who took the shot. And now the Engineers will move it out to center ice. Drop pass by Wilson. Goes through Whiffen. Carried on by Tyrannies. On his backhand, a shot and a save on the glove by Mitch Gillum. He'll hold on. 35 seconds left on this power play for RPI. We'll have an offensive zone draw coming for the Engineers. 11:50 to go in the first. We're tied at 1.
We still really haven't seen that much settled offense for the Engineers here, Perry. I mean,
no, you're right about that. Setting things up on the power play, they did a pretty good job of that last night. It resulted in one of the 5 goals. I believe it was Tyranny's first goal on the evening. Came on the power play. He made a nice move. Actually, it wasn't really a set-up goal either. It came off the rush. But nonetheless, we will have 35 seconds left of power play time here. Knocked down off the center ice draw was Hayhurst. Ended up on his seat. McCarron ends up with a puck. He'll skate it into the RPI end and just flip it in. Puck behind the goal. Kicked at there. Loose in front. One-timer off the post and out. Mitch Vanderlyn with an opportunity there. As it was just a loose puck that fell right to him between the circles. Hit the inside of the right post and went out the other side. Now Bourbonnais in. His shot's blocked. Riley a drive, they score! First collegiate goal for Will Riley. And the Engineers lead 2-1, a power play tally of their own. Both teams now 1-for-1 on the power play. RPI back out in front by a goal.
the wind up the pitch and a home run there. That puck had some power on it.
Will Riley, who's playing against his former defenseman teammate in Yanni Caldas, both played for the Nanaimo Clippers. Picks up his first collegiate goal. That one skipped on through. I think it took a deflection off the defenseman there. We'll see. They'll definitely look at it and they'll give us the official word on who scored it. Right now, I'll give it to Will Riley. Get a chance to talk about the freshman from Toronto, who gives RPI the lead. Back 2-1. Right back to the attack go the Big Red. Shot by Smith deflects wide of the goal. Chipped out to center by DeVito. It'll be tracked down by Brendan Smith. Bouncing puck right towards the blue line. DeVito nearly had it there. He beats McRae to in the corner. Good effort from the senior captain. DeVito along the half wall. Looks to cycle. Skips by Wood. He'll track it down there. Wood centering pass onto the tape of Nanny, who continues to battle for it in the near corner. Penalty coming up here. So to go on the Big Red. DeVito to the point. Filtered back into the corner by Parkerino. And a touch of the puck will draw the whistle. 10:26 on the clock in the first period. RPI already leading Cornell 2-1. They go back to the man advantage for the second time. Looked like it was Lou Nanny. You talk about keep your feet moving in any sport. A lot of times it'll draw a foul or a penalty. That time it was Nanny just trying to work his way to the puck. A little bit lazy from Trevor Yates, draws the holding call.
And it pays off for him.
Absolutely. Power play for the Engineers. 1-for-1. As right now Will Riley being credited with that power play goal for the Engineers, making it 2-1. And an immediate clearance by Cornell all the way down the ice, left at the side of the cage by Chase Perry. Here's Mike Prapavesis for the Engineers. 2 goals and 9 assists on the year for him. And now Riley over to Prapavesis. He'll hammer it in. Comes down in the far corner, right in front of the Cornell band, wearing their Where's Waldo shirts, as it's worked to the near side for Prapavesis. Drops it back. Rister coming from Riley. It was blocked by the hand of Rauter, and then it's shot into the Cornell bench. And that'll force the face-off back into, well, no, must have deflected. It's a hit it off an Engineer because they're moving the face-off outside the zone. What do you know?
What do you know?
I'm glad they're paying attention. The referees, that's what they get paid for.
Some startled faces right at the glass behind the bench there.
Yeah, be careful. Watch out for flying pucks.
In the
9:50
splash zone.
In the splash zone, absolutely. The whole rink here could be considered splash zone, as it's shot all the way down off the neutral zone face-off win for Cornell. Chase Perry elects to play it off the wall. Nearly gave it away to Freshkey. Good play by Orval to win it back. He'll shoot it in. Rung around to the far half board. Skips by Whiffen. Trying to find it, Freshkey. He can't. Into the slot, Whiffen. On for Orval. Rister, a shot and a save made by Gillum. But a clean look for Jesper Orval from between the circles. Back to the point. Here's Tyrannies. Far point, Wilson. along the walls. A good stick by Freshkey, but he couldn't corral. Down low once more for Whiffen. 3 goals, 6 assists for Whiffen, half of them coming last night. Polino in the corner with Whiffen. Tierney's takes over, drops it back to Wilson. Wrister coming, it was blocked by Vanderlyn. All the way out to center it goes. It'll be picked up by Tierney's. Evan Tierney's on the move, top point getter for the Engineers this year with 24. He'll shoot it in with 24 seconds to go on the power play. Whiffen to the far wall, into the skates of Orwell. Does a great job to corral it there. Trying to flip it out in front, Whiffen, broken up, cleared off the glass to the point. Can Wilson keep it in? Yes. Wilson or Wrister looking for the deflection in front from Whiffen, that never came. Another clearing effort gets the job done all the way down the ice. Stopped there by the skate of Perry. Forecheck pressure coming shorthanded in the form of Bo Sterrett. And so the Engineers look to break out to center. Out of the box is Yates. RPI 1 for 2 on the power play, but they still lead 2-1. 8:18 to go first period. Engineers on the attack. Poke to the half wall. Jake Wood. Shot was blocked. Karam's out towards the blue line. Trying to keep it in. There was Bell. Now a chance for a 2-on-1. Angelo in. Shot off the top of the crossbar. Might have grazed off of the shoulder of Perry as well. Behind the net now. Cornell on the attack. Indirect to the wall. Deflected in front there by Angelo with a try by McRae. But it missed the net. Now out to center. Into the skates of Wood. He'll lob it into the far corner. And it'll be picked up by Cornell there. Connects to center. Anthony Angelo to center ice. Stick handling. Lost it on the carry. Swatted towards the blue line where it's kept in by Malott. Shot around to the far wall. And out to center ice. Gathered there by Angelo. Another one of the behemoths for Cornell. 6'5", 206 from Manlius, New York. And we get an offside whistle here. Stopping play. 7:26 to go in the first period. 2-1 RPI leads.
Well, RPI is certainly not afraid to throw around their body. I mean, they are outsized, but they're not playing scared. They're not playing timid. They are going after guys and playing some body. It's we like to see that kind of energy here.
And it's something I know that this team, traditionally, and Coach Appert's teams in the past, they're going to be physical. Jake Wood is going to be physical. I know he's listed at 5'8", 170, but they're not going to back down. And I think that's the mentality you have to have against a bigger team. And I mean, not all big players play big, and not all small players play small. I mean, obviously you know that from your time playing from playing lacrosse. You have to adapt.
It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog, Perry.
I think I just went the most roundabout way of saying that. I think I did. I'm not sure if you could say it.
I'm surprised I got that expression right. I think I got it right.
I think you did.
Is that the expression?
No, you did. You nailed it, and I didn't want to take away from that one bit. We have a face-off coming here in the neutral zone. We just had our mid-period break. It came at the 7:26 to go mark, so we had a pretty solid time there between the 10-minute mark when they can start doing that little shovel-off routine, as it's shot out to center. Broken up there by McCarron. He'll skate it right back in for Cornell. McCarron's shot goes wide. Stopped to the near corner. Freshkey. Reno to the far side. Half wall. Melanson waiting for it there. Nice little touch pass off for Tyranese. Backhand saucer pass connects to Bourbonnais. Bourbonnais trying to lift it into the near corner. He'll track it down. Try to work it back to the point and does Wilson. Wrister towards goal. Deflected. Could have gone anywhere. Picked up there by Freshkey. Center ice pass. Widener slammed right back in by Wilson. McCarron back to pick it up for Cornell. 6.5 to go in the first period. Engineers have not trailed. They currently lead 2-1. Power play goals have gone 1 apiece. Will Riley's his first collegiate tally has the Engineers in the lead. As the entry into the zone was rejected, Cornell will restart from the neutral ice area. Vanderlyn gets rubbed off the puck by Riley, but it's taken over by Yates in the corner. He does battle with Hayhurst. Yates, half wall to the circle, shot over the top, and it'll stay in play, hit the glass, pinching up the wall. Anderson, nope, puck played with a high stick. Will force the face-off out of the RPI zone. 5:58 on the clock in the first. We had him coming fast and furious early in this game. 2 quick goals, 3 quick goals. Things have cooled down a little bit, but still plenty of skating going on out there.
Plenty of skating and plenty of bodies. Back on the board there. Back on the boards. I mean, this is good hockey. I mean, ECAC hockey is good hockey, Perry.
Yeah, well,
no one can deny that.
You don't have to tell us that. Face off here in the neutral ice area, won by the Engineers. Here's Parker Reno, senior from Medina, Minnesota, will shoot it along, helped on into the zone by DeVito. Senior captain out of Bloomingdale, Illinois. Cornell clears the center, but it's shot right back in. We'll have to reset there. Worked up the far boards. Prapavesis chases down a loose puck in his own end. Quickly ahead for Jake Morello, the freshman from Slingerlands. DeVito on the move. Behind the goal. Looking for a wrap. He throws it off the side of the net. Gillum wants to cover it, and we get a whistle here. And a stoppage. 5:21 to go in the first. 2-1 RPI.
Well, that was a pretty good look. DeVito trying to be a little creative there, just put something in on that, maybe catch a rebound or get a goal any way they can. I mean, it's good creative offense. Fun hockey.
Shoot from anywhere, right?
Shoot from anywhere. I mean, it's a good look.
Draw coming in the Cornell zone, far side, and we're going to have to do it again. As looks like they're going to want to toss the Cornell centerman. I don't know why. They probably had a good reason.
Get him out of there.
Oh, yeah. Just for the time being. He can come back again later. Starrett has to take the draw, and guess what? He wins it for the Big Red. Angelo trying to work it up the near boards, knocked down by Nanny. But the Engineers continuing to be physical here. Connected to Kubiak, who's out to center. Now Angelo throws it through the middle of the slot, looking for Starrett. It'll be Angelo behind the goal. This top forward line is gigantic for Cornell. Back to the point now. Anderson broke his stick on the way through. Side of the cage, Kubiak. Now losing his stick was Perry. There's a big pileup behind the goal. Will Riley is on top of Jeff Kubiak as they continue to dig away. Now they both stand up. And it's worked to the far corner. Angelo trying to drag it out of there, shielding the puck away from his man Whiffen. To the point for McRae. Gets it to redirection. Loose to the side of the cage. And I thought they would have scored that one. We got a penalty coming up here. And Wilson may have saved a goal on that far post as it was Alex Rauter, the junior from Chatham, New Jersey, who I don't know how that initial tip didn't go in. In fact, Jeff Kubiak raised his hands thinking he had scored. We're going to get a look at this one. Wow, that one caught the knob of Chase Perry's stick on the way through. My goodness, he saved it with the knob. You can tell why you thought Kubiak scored.
Wow. Wow, that was what an incredible save.
Great stop by Chase Perry, keeping this one a 2-1 RPI lead, but Jared Wilson's headed to the penalty box for hooking. He dragged down Rauter, who was trying to put home that rebound. The puck was just sitting at the side of the net. And now a shot from the point from Caldas was deflected off of an RPI arm, and now it's out to center. On an errant pass, Jimmy DeVito tried to dump it in, lost the puck, and now Cornell has to skate right back in with it. Centering pass all the way through. Back to the point. Anderson. McRae. Rauter, wrister blocked by Wood. Engineers are trying to change penalty killers there, but they couldn't because of how quickly the Big Red re-entered the zone. Now an interception behind the net. One-timer they put wide. Rauter again. Back to the point, Anderson. McRae down low looking for the redirection. Perry read that one. He was in the butterfly already. And Vanderland's try was smothered. 1:14 to go on Cornell's second power play. 3:40 left in the second. Both power play units have looked dangerous. Both have already scored in this game.
Chase Perry just getting peppered in the last couple minutes here.
Yep.
They've had a couple great looks, good attempts, but he's not backing down. He's staying big in cage now.
11-8 are shots right now in favor of Cornell. Dug out of the face-off pile-up by Prapavesis and flipped all the way down on the backhand. Engineers getting a much-needed change to their penalty kill unit after that cover from Perry. Halfway through the power play, here's Kubiak. Thought he had his third goal of the year, but it was for naught as Chase Perry made a big-time stick save off the very knob of his stick, very end of it. Puck out to center. Melanson will pick it up. He'll go ahead shorthanded all by himself. No hand pass called. We get a stoppage.
Boo. Just boo.
The fans are booing.
A lot of boos.
The loudest one coming from Hutch, but it's only because he's mic'd up. The fans, if you could hear them, they would be louder as well.
We don't need to mic them up.
No, that's absolutely true.
I might turn my mic down for a second.
Yeah?
Clear my head.
Yeah, go ahead. You're allowed to do that whenever you want.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm here. I'm here for you, Perry.
Thank you. Clearing effort by the Engineers right off the draw. All the way down. Mitch Gillum stops it there. Yates in his own zone. Still Yates. He'll start the engine up and move it up the far side, neutral ice. Gets it back there on the 1-2 pass from Widener. Now to the near point, McCarron. Widener in the slot. Down low, back up top. Half fanned on the shot there, Kubiak. And it's cleared out to center ice. Circling in the neutral ice area, and then throwing a backhand far side was Widener. Moved in now by Malott. Stolen away by Riley, cleared out to center, 2 seconds to go. Power play over. Cornell 1 for 2, matching the Engineers 1 for 2 on the man advantage. 2:20 to go in the first, 2-1, RPI leading. Shot all the way down the ice, and a clear icing here on Jake Wood. He might have seen someone. He thought he saw someone along the far wall. There was nobody there.
The lights are on, but nobody's home. Sends that one up the ice, and they'll bring it back down.
Engineers on the road for a single game next weekend. They play at Dartmouth on Friday. That's the only one they'll play. I remember they played Harvard back on December 30th. As the Crimson need to make way for the Bean Pot, which begins on Monday. Clearing up some weekend space, as the Engineers often do as a part of that series. They split that up with those two foes. Action here, puck in the RPI zone, poked away in the corner. Riley Bourbonnais trying to clear up the wall, kept in there by Smith. Now trying to walk it out in front, and it's fed all the way across by Fiegel. And now a backdoor play, good back check by Polino, and now he wraps his man up. He's going to take a penalty, and then he gets dumped. And Bourbonnais still on the attack now. Smith, wrister coming, save made. Pick up the puck, they do. Riley, but we're going to get a whistle here. Patrick Polino, as I say, he did a nice job tracking back with his man as the defenseman Smith trying to jump for a backdoor play. He broke that up, but then after Smith turned the corner, he grabbed him, and you can't do that.
No, you can't.
What do you think, Hutch? Yeah,
you cannot do that, but, I mean, bodies are flying.
That was a big-time hit there.
Big-time hit.
Fiegel ran into Bourbonnais, who did not have the puck, so he probably got lucky, didn't take an interference call. The puck was, I guess, nearby. Close enough by.
Close enough.
Yeah. Back to the power play. Third time tonight for Cornell, the man advantage. With 1:44 left in the first, the Engineers will hope this one carries over to the second. Reno trying to clear it out. He was tied up and couldn't do so. Behind the net now, here's Matt Buckles. Florida Panthers draft choice to the near point. Router shot was blocked by the arm of Reno. He'll try to battle for it along the near wall, whiffing over to help as well, and it's Wilson who eventually is there. Third man in, fires it down. Mitch Gillum with it now. Senior from Peterborough, Ontario. He's been essentially the starter since his sophomore season for this Cornell club after Andy Isles graduated. And we get a stoppage in play here. 1:09 on the clock, and the faceoff coming outside the RPI zone. Became real quickly the goals in this period, Hutch, and we haven't seen any since, but some chances, of course. McCarron at his own blue line will start things out on the power play. Drops it off there. Here's Kubiak in. Far side, Widener, a quick snapshot, and Perry made the save. Unlike the goal that Perry allowed, that shot there from Widener, he saw all the way from a distance, and solid goaltenders like Chase Perry are going to have that one just about every time.
He was wide open there. It was a wide open look. It was a rocket.
Absolutely. But you give, like I said, you give Perry a clean look at a lot of those. I know he might have been moving. It was a one-timer. He snapped it off pretty quick, and that's what you're trying to catch the goaltender off guard there. And now a chest by Widener again. It sneaks through his right arm. Not be denied tonight. Jake Widener picks up his 5th of the year to tie the game. Another power play goal in this game. Big Red now 2 for 3 on the man advantage.
Cornell finishing again on the man advantage. It's tough. I mean, they played the latter half of that period, man down. It's tough to play man down.
Yeah.
Uneven there. It's hard to keep.
And your penalty kill unit gets tired on top of that. On top of just being down a man.
Well, absolutely.
That couple groups you throw out there. You have to shorten your bench, of course. The folks that you play on the shorthanded situations. Parker Reno, far side corner of his own end. He gets hit there by Sterrett. 2-2 game. 35 seconds to go in the first period. Reno again being harassed there by Fiegel. Skips by to the wall, and now Liljegren. He'll turn things up ice. Liljegren into the zone. Goes down, one of the penalties. He goes sliding into the corner, not going to get it. Big hit on Frischke by Wilson. Crowd enjoyed that. Cornell gets a change, 11 seconds to go in the period. Maybe time for one more rush here. Wilson carries to center ice for RPI. Jared Wilson will ring it in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. That will do it as Polino has the puck along the wall, not going to get a shot away. First period over. If you told the Engineers they'd be tied 2-2 with Cornell after one, they'd probably take it. Then you look at the way this one played out, they're probably a little disappointed taking those penalties, allowing Cornell to get on the power play and kind of get in a groove there. Even a power play such as theirs, 70% by no means is a bad number. But if you give a team 2 and 3 chances, you can't get a chance to get settled in, Hutch, and that's looked like a settled in power play for Cornell.
You're absolutely right, Perry. I couldn't agree more. 2-2 at the end of the first period. I mean, we got ourselves a game. We got ourselves a ball game here.
Yeah, you expect a lot of low-scoring games between these two teams, but the way things worked out for both of these teams last night, both of them scoring 5 goals, maybe we're in for a different kind of RPI Cornell game.
They're going at it, punch for punch right now, but we like to see that. It's exciting hockey. Everyone here at the Houston Fieldhouse loves to see it as well. It's exciting hockey.
Well, we're going to step aside here. I have Brandon Thomas coming on for our first intermission, the Sports Information Director, hockey contact for the Big Red. We'll talk a little shop and whatever else we can come up with.
Great. All right, we'll be back in a bit.
Your score after 2 is number 16 Cornell 2, RPI 2. You're listening to live coverage of RPI Hockey, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.
Remember, for all your banking, insurance, and investment needs, visit Secure, Lucy Street, Detroit, or here on campus at the Rensselaer Union. Hey, if you're thinking of buying or selling your home, contact Jolene Morris, the Brewer Morris team of Really USA. Call her at 518 Here we go! Closed in 2016. Why not let their expertise move you? Park Financial Group, Price Chopper, Asco Fence, Yankee Trails, Red Front Pizza, Dry City Rentals, Dunkin' Donuts, Green and Pearson Inc., Jolene Morris of Realty USA, Ben & Jerry's, Warren W. Fame, Autotax, Pomona Joint Center Capital Region Orthopedics, C&S Companies, Regeneron, and Tri-City Valley Cats. All proud sponsors of RPI Hockey. Ryan's Wake, proud to support RPI athletes. Head downtown after the game and check out the pub picture at Ryan's Wake.
Hi, I'm Sal. Thank you for coming out to tonight's game for your continued support.
Willis Beard are proud to support RPI and the local community. Take your game ticket downtown after the game and see specials of the night.
Welcome you inside the Houston Fieldhouse. 2-2, RPI and number 16 Cornell after one period of play. Perry Lascaris, Tyler Hutchinson on the call here at the Houston Fieldhouse. Before we get started with the second period, we'd like to thank the Rensselaer Union, which provides funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball. A reminder, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org. You can pick up our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So long as WRPI is broadcasting, we'll provide that broadcast on our internet feed. Once again, that's WRPI.org. Hutch, thoughts as we get set for the second period?
Well, I mean, we could just talk about the battle of the bands going on in here, Big Red Redneck Headband, but
love it.
You know, there's a lot of competition in the air right now, and let's say looking forward to another period of play here. I mean, it's been pretty chippy. All clean. You haven't really seen anything out of the ordinary.
Right.
I mean, as far
Nothing
as
dirty.
It's a tough game, and the guys are going to play tough, but just like to see good, hard, fast play this second period.
2-2 game, 2 power play goals for Cornell, 1 for RPI, who's a special teams bonanza, if I do say so, in the first. And we had an immediate icing to start the second, 8 seconds in on the Engineers. Will send the faceoff all the way down.
Well, that was quick. Let's get another face-off.
You a fan of face-offs?
I am a fan of face-offs.
Draw. draw to the right of Chase Perry. It'll be Whiffen and Kubiak, the same two who drew it up. I spoke too soon. Kubiak gets tossed. Angelo stumbles into the dot and wins it, of course. Back to the point. Shot was blocked on the try by Caldis. Center ice, Nanny. Touch pass for Whiffen. He'll skate it in far side. Wrister coming gloved by Gillum right in front of the Cornell script across the front of his chest, and he will hold on to it. These Big Red have had solid goaltending for seemingly all of time. It includes Mitch Gillum. Throw it all the way back to the beginnings when Ned Harkness was the head coach of the Big Red. It was a face-off win. Wilson's shot goes wide. Caroms around. And it'll be picked up now and started out behind the net by Alec McRae. Sophomore from El Cajon, California. And it'll be knocked down by Tyrannies at the near boards. Trying to poke it out to center. Can they keep it in? Yes, Widener can. To the slot. Pass Freshkey. Shot and a stick save there on the try by McRae. And it'll be worked to the near boards. McRae. Now Widener. Scooped off the glass to the near half wall. Picked up by Freshkey. Wristed towards goal. Hit Melanson. Comes down in the far corner. A bandy swing from McRae. Down low. Gets it back. Top of the circle. Wrist shot coming. Perry makes the save and somehow holds on to it. All kinds of traffic in front of him. We get a stoppage. We're just 114 into the second period. A 2-2 game. RPI and Cornell.
I don't know how he saw that shot. Good for him. That was a nice save, holding on to the puck. The Big Red with the advantage in shots, 16-10 right now. Doing pretty well here.
Face-off coming. It'll be one back by Cornell, carried onto the dot by Bold. And it'll be swatted at, now back to the point. Far side, Anderson. McCarron near side, indirect, hits the referee, high in the air. Bounces around to the near side, and now DeVito helps it to the wall. Trying to chip it on further was Wood. That didn't go very far. Second effort from DeVito, out to center. Holden Anderson back to pick it up for Cornell. Turns it back towards McCarron, who skates behind his own goal. And Cornell will start the breakout here. Fired all the way down the ice. Did it touch anybody? No. Icing on the Big Red. And we'll have a stoppage. 18:09 on the clock. Early on, second period, a 2-2 game. RPI has not trailed in this game. They led 1-0 and 2-1, but both times Cornell has come back with power play tallies.
Did you see that hang time on that puck and hit the referee?
I thought it was never going to come down. There's some banners and other things that could have gotten in the way, but they say it didn't hit anything. Although the referee had hit, he didn't no idea where it went. I believe that was Kyle Allen over there. Oh no, it was Chip McDonald, I beg your pardon. It is he and McDonald and Allen who are referees tonight. Paul Masajewski and Jason Shaddy are the linesmen. Puck stolen away at center. Here comes Patrick Paulino on the move. Stops at the half wall to the slot. Hayhurst. Shot and a save by Gillum. Poked at again towards Gillum, and he'll cover. That's that quickness of the freshman. Jake Hayhurst. Yeah, a little bit. The freshman from Mississauga, Ontario, Hayhurst. He's very quick and also has a pretty decent top end speed as well. He's got 16 points on the year. And he got that quick shot away. It was turned away, however, by Gillum. 17:40 to go, second period. Shots are 16-12 Cornell. Face-off win cleanly to the Engineers. Will Riley. Brister coming into the corner. That was Manley, just threw it there. Missed a good portion of the season, did Manley. Came back to the Mayor's Cup and scored his first collegiate tally against the Dutchman. RPI, of course, lost the Mayor's Cup game, though. Here's Nuttall. Trying to play it up the near boards. It's broken up there. Stolen away by Whiffen. Swatted off his stick back into the RPI zone. Race for the puck. Matt Buckle's going to get there first for Cornell. Dragged down by Manley. And we play on. Liljegren off the near boards out to center. First one to it, Nuttall. On for Vanderland. And that puck hops into the Cornell bench, and we'll get a stoppage in play. You are listening to live coverage of RPI Hockey, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. Perry Lascaris, Tyler Hutchinson from the Houston Fieldhouse. It's a 2-2 game. RPI and number 16 Cornell. Big Red do not have a win in this series since 2013. We talked about it before the top of the broadcast here. Neither team's senior class has lost to the other. Well, you know what I mean.
You know what I'm saying.
Engineers seniors have never lost to Cornell. Cornell seniors have never beaten the Engineers. And they have 2 more cracks as these 2 teams will meet in the final regular season weekend of the year. RPI heads to Cornell on February 24th. Not too far away. We're already in February, believe it or not. I believe the men's lacrosse home opener is the next day. Shot in by Cornell all the way down. This is icing. And we'll have a stoppers and face off back in Cornell territory. Then Hutch will be busy.
And it'll be nonstop till the end of May.
Till the end of May.
Memorial Day weekend.
Big news, men's lacrosse, couple of preseason All-Americans and a preseason ranking. We'll get to that in our first intermission. We'll talk more about men's lacrosse in the spring seasons upcoming for RPI Athletics. Face off, push to the middle of the slot. Melanson tried to touch pass, trying to find Tyranny as it was broken up by Smith, who carries to the corner. Now a shot from Bourbonnais. That one's blocked away. Melanson again in the corner, drags it along the wall. Drop pass, Bourbonnais, shot and a save on the right pad by Gillum. Now falling down was Freshkey. Engineers keep it. Bourbonnais in. On the backhand, a shot that goes wide. Prapavessis was pinching. And now it's chipped out to center. Race for the puck. Riley Bourbonnais is going to wheel up and get it. Playing it ahead for Tyrannese. Evan Tyrannese into the zone. 2 goals last night, including the game winner. On a nice wraparound goal. Back to the point. Melanson holding and shooting. That one's blocked. Cornell had 3 players in the way of that shot. It'll be carried out to center by Sterrett. Bo Sterrett stops at the half wall, waits for his teammates to change behind him. Angelo. Kubiak back to the point. McCarran holding. Watched by Bourbonnais. Filtered down low. Here's Kubiak. Tried to play it right back out, but McCarran wasn't looking for it. Shot by Angelo. Deflects off of Wilson. That could have gone anywhere, including into the net, but luckily for the Engineers, it didn't. Kubiak back on it. Chipping it in deep. Sterrett backhands it in front. Knocked down by Perry. Gloved down by Angelo as it came off a Perry stick and just popped up in the air. Now driving chance out in front. Initial save by Perry, comes free to the slot. Picked up there by Caldas. He'll spin in the far circle. Cornell putting the pressure on here. 5 minutes into the second in a 2-2 game. And now Freshkey. Tie up in the corner. Puck goes behind the goal to the far side. Prapavessis shoots it up the wall. Stays in the zone. Nanny can't get it out. Fiegel trying to pick it out the top of the circle. Shot right on, and a much needed whistle there as it was Noah Bold, the freshman from Halifax, Nova Scotia, who just ripped that one. Perry looked like he caught it up in the high chest area, but a nice job pinning it to get the whistle.
You said it, Perry, a much needed whistle. There was a lot of crazy going on there out there on the ice, and Chase Perry losing his stick for a moment there and finally getting back in his hand and staying with the play. Yeah, that was a little wild out there on the ice.
Yeah, ice tilted just a bit here in the period in favor of Cornell, as they've had the majority of the offensive zone possession. Shots are 19-14. Don't quite reflect how this one is going at the current moment. Put the 5-shot advantage there for the Big Red. Tipped into the zone. Wood's going to try and track this one down in the near corner. He gets roughed up by Anderson. Shot around to the far point. There's Manley. Wrister coming. Saved by Gillum, who steps out of the crease to hold on.
Oh, what do we got going here? Some guys are... Wood's tied up.
Yeah, I think he's attached. Thought to be separated. A lot of times you see that with the face masks. They'll get kind of jarred together, and it looked like it was a stick or something. I'm not sure what was.
His glove, maybe? Was his glove? I don't know.
Maybe his glove was caught. You have to play a little, I don't know what you call it. Hayhurst on the draw. A little bit of shuffling from Cornell as they get ready for the face-off in their own defensive end. Yates goes for a spin.
He's out.
He doesn't want to take it. Buckles will. And Buckles wins the draw. Played around to the far side and out to center ice. Faceoffs are 25-11 in favor of RPI right now. That's a bit unexpected. The Engineers, in recent history, have not been great on the draw, but this group of youngsters has done a solid job tonight so far. Cross ice feed to center they come. Penalty coming up on the Engineers. Yates in. Spin move down low. Still Trevor Yates. He's knocked down by Riley. We get a stoppage here as the Engineers touch the puck. Fans don't like it. There'll be another power play for Cornell. They're 2 for 3 so far, and they're going to get their 4th chance here.
And the fans do not like the call.
I believe the call is a call for tripping. Nope. I'm not sure what it was. Orval's going off anyway. Jesper Orval.
Roughing the skater.
Hooking.
Hooking
Nope.
it is.
Yeah. I think you made one up there.
I won't quit my day job.
Yeah, well, that's 13:42 to go in the second. 2-2 game. Clean face-off win. Kubiak thought about a wrister. Hands it off for the one-timer. Pad saved by Perry. He was sliding to his left, and the shot came right to his right. He's able to keep that right pad along the ice to make the save. Now Kubiak. Well, it's going to be Widener instead. I thought he was going to give it to him. Widener holding. Near side wall for McCarron. Looks to the far point. Here's Jeff Kubiak for Cornell. Into the skates of his man. That was Yates. Down low. Shot looking for the top corner. Perry had it covered on the try by Widener. Bouncing puck. Poke to center ice. Whiffen wants to go. He has a shorty this year. Being bumped by Kubiak. Trying to backhand it out in front is broken up as a couple of Big Red go clambering into the end boards. There's some momentum carrying them there as they tried to back check there and thwart the shorthanded chance, which they did. Here's Widener for Cornell. Into the offensive zone. Slowly shoots it around. Stopping at the far boards, it's Router. Up top, they move it to the near point. Caldis. Far circle Router. Center blue line, they got it to McCray. He has it back again. Back to Caldis, and it's tipped out to center. 52 seconds to go in the Cornell power play, their 4th. Freshkey crosses center. Moving it in, Buckles. Drops it back to the point. Some space for McCray. Wrister coming. Blocker saved by Perry. It pops right back to him, and he'll cover. 37 seconds on the power play. You are listening to RPI Hockey, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. Peerless Cares. Tyler Hutchinson on the call from the Houston Fieldhouse. It's the Engineers and number 16 Big Red. RPI looking for their first weekend sweep of the season. They've won 2 in a row, but of course one of those wins was last Saturday against Clarkson.
2-game win streak.
Can't knock that.
That is absolutely true.
Well, when you've won 6, that's nice. Shoot it around. Engineers can't get it out. Kept in by McCarron. And now Bourbonnais wants to skate shorthanded. Here comes Riley Bourbonnais in on his backhand. He's dragged out. How he can get a penalty shot? Bourbonnais trying to center. And now Wilson drops it off to the point. This is a new man in. The 6th attacker as Perry is off. Reno shoots it down low. And we get a touch of the puck. And I'm not sure why this isn't a penalty shot. Either way, the Engineers are going on the man advantage. I thought he was in clean from the blue line. Was I wrong?
Wow. You were not wrong.
All right.
I think that should have been a yeah.
All right. At least I'm not wrong. At least I'm not wrong.
I don't think you're wrong, but
what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Nothing. You're going to try and score a power play goal. It's going to be a hook on Jeff Kubiak. He denied Bourbonnais of a clean scoring chance after he had crossed the blue line on his own. But what do I know? Power play for the Engineers. They're 1 for 2. Right after they killed off they're 3 seconds, away from that. I beg your pardon. I jumped the gun. Now the Engineers are on the power play for minute 47. They were 4-on-4 for a few seconds there. Shot in by Prapavesis, who goes down to a knee after doing so. Riley wants to walk it out in front. Back out to Prapavesis. Back to Riley at the near side blue line. Fired back to Prapavesis. Back to Will Riley, bouncing puck. Near side Hayhurst. He'll walk it out in front. Wrist shot coming. That one's blocked by the defense. Holden Anderson got a piece, and he did enough to keep it out in front of his goaltender, Gillum. Now Hayhurst down low. Bourbonnais looking for the jam try. No. Popped off his stick off for Hayhurst. Bourbonnais in front. Rebound. They score! Victor Liljegren on the rebound. It's 3-2, Engineers second of the game for the big Swede, Victor Liljegren. His 8th of the year.
That's a fantastic goal. And that is the 4th power play goal of the evening. What's the takeaway from that? Got to stay out of the penalty box.
Keep
Got
coming.
to stay out of the box.
Keep them coming. My goodness. And you're going to have to go back to the wildness that was the RPI Princeton game back on December 3rd when RPI went 4 for 5 on the power play and Princeton went 4 for 10. We hope for the penalty kill's sake that we don't get to that point.
Yes.
Because that's just not right.
Got to stay out of the box.
Got to stay out of the box. Well, that's their first takeaway right now. 3-2 RPI leads. Victor Liljegren. He is certainly heating up. 3rd goal of the weekend for the junior from Stockholm, former Fairbanks Ice Dog.
8 minutes, 54 seconds.
Scooped high in the air by DeVito. Puck out to center, shot in by Morello. Engineers need a touch-up, they do. Behind the goal, Caldas. He'll slow things down for the Big Red. 8 assists on the season for Caldas, who, as I mentioned, opposing his former teammate in Will Riley. They're both members of the Nanaimo Clippers of the BCHL. And that one trickles in on Perry, he'll cover. Right now, Riley's getting the better of the matchup, picking up his first collegiate goal. I'm sure Caldas will try to answer. He is looking for his first collegiate goal as well for the Big Red.
The Ice Dogs.
Fairbanks Ice Dogs.
Former teammates. Yeah, I don't know if Chase Perry saw that shot coming. I think it was unexpected, but he was in the right spot and came in with a save.
Draw things up here, sits on the dot, trying to just pry it out of there. Finally comes free to the point. Bourbonnais hard off the wall to center. It'll go trickling into Cornell territory. Brendan Smith trying to work it up the boards. He connects there. Here's Bull into the attacking zone. He'll shoot it in. Wrap around to the near point. Prapavesis, or corner, excuse me. Poked along by Melanson and now Tiernese. Fired far side, good connection. Bourbonnais in, wrist shot coming in on the right pad save made by Gillum. Bourbonnais behind the net trying to shovel it out in front. It was well read and carried out by Fiegel. And now behind the goal, thrown out in front. Perry had to make a save on the attempt there by Malott. And he just kind of held his left pad out there, not allowing Malott to get that scoring chance. Now he's pinned up against the near corner boards by Manley. Flipped right back in wide of Perry, helped behind the goal. Widener for Cornell. Fake to handoff, gets free, top of the circle, poked loose by Melanson. He wants to skate. He might be just going to get a little jump and change, and they do. As RPI will flip it in and change their forward unit. Where's the puck? It's up the wall. Wilson shoots it right back out to center. Nanny tried to help it on further. It's broken up by Router. They pair off along the far boards just across the blue line, and now carried on by Liljegren, who's looking for that hat trick. He'll flip it in deep. Nuttall around for Patrick McCarron. Up the half boards. Router takes a hit from Liljegren, knocks him down. One of the few times the Engineers have had the size advantage. That time with Liljegren on Router. Puck to center, given away. Here's a chance for Liljegren. Walking in to save. Rebound off the side of the net. And it's covered up by Gillum. He's not going to get a better chance than that, Victor Liljegren. When you're hot, you're hot, and he nearly made it a third with 8:23 to go in the second period. He had 2 cracks at it, although the second was from a pretty tough angle.
He wanted it. He was hungry there. He went for the shot, and he almost got his rebound, and Gillum just sprawling.
Yeah.
Sprawling to get
How
home
far
that
was
play.
he out of the net? Mitch Gillum ends up about 5-6 feet out of the net. And luckily for Gillum, that second rebound popped to him when he was not lying on his stomach. He was able to cover.
Right to him.
We get a stoppage here, a little extra long one as they shovel off some of the ice that has accumulated along the boards. Houston Fieldhouse event staff is a new rule instituted this year in NCAA hockey, that it happens at the midway point. of every period. So the next stoppage after the 10-minute mark happens to come with 8:23 to go in the second. RPI has retaken the lead 3-2. If you're having deja vu from last night, that is to be understood. Similar circumstances, RPI led 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2. We'll see.
We'll see
How things
a lot of hockey left.
play out. Still a lot of hockey left, you're right. How things play out here. Face-off coming in the Cornell zone. Jacob Hayhurst to take the draw against Jeff Kubiak, a senior from Tinley Park, Illinois. The Engineers win it. Quick shot off the draw, hits a leg. It's underneath Orval, who was tied up with his man and is carried out to center by Angelo. Those long strides into the RPI zone, stops at the half wall, fires it through everybody to the far corner. Orval battling for it there with the much larger Kubiak, who has about 7 inches on him. Now flipped up the near boards. Too far for Polino. Wave off the icing, says Jason Shaddy. Smith in the corner. Roughed up there by Polino. Another couple of players go careening into the end boards, and it's Cornell who works it out far side. Kubiak up the boards. Try to get a little touch pack back from Sterrett. Sterrett, wrist shot wide from Kubiak. Puck behind the goal. Fed back to the point. Just off the bench is Caldas. Caldas trying to drag his way to the side of the cage. He gets run into. Sterrett now. Trying to carry it behind the net that time was Buckles. He stays on the puck. Drop past McCarron, joining the attack. He's got a goal tonight. Flipped out in front. Gloved over the top of the net by Perry. What a reaction there by the sophomore netminder as that puck took a deflection. It looked like it was labeled for that top corner. He just throws that big paw up there and swats it over the top. Now Cornell, after it moves out to center, they're right back in. Shot by Buckles. Toe save made by Perry. Cleared out to center. Trickling back into Cornell territory. It'll be gathered there by Caldas. Long stretch pass to the RPI line. Mishandled there by Bold. Picked up by the Engineers. Riley indirect off the end wall for his classmate and defensive partner Manley. Stick handling through center. Here comes Orval. Jesper Orval on the move. Make it Morello, I beg your pardon. Confuse the 6 and the 8. There's a hit along the far boards by Wood. This smaller fourth line for RPI throwing their body around, making a third line. Now DeVito. He'll move into the near corner of the Cornell zone. Pinned against the boards by McCray. Fans want a call, not going to get it here. Or are they? There's a whistle. Yes, holding is the call. And I believe it's on Cornell. 6:14 to go in the second. RPI already leading 3-2. They will go on the power play. No. Am I wrong?
You are not wrong.
It's a hold. Usually I have the pep pen to reaffirm with a song. I didn't get it. Usually the pep pen lets me know when I'm right.
Come on.
There they are.
There it is. There it is.
Now I better not keep that with me because then I'll be waiting for a pep pen to reaffirm all the penalty calls I hear in the future. Not the case here. Power play number 4 for RPI. They are 2 for 3, including the most recent goal. Victor Liljegren's second of the game, 8th of the year. Defensive zone face-off win, but they can't clear. Yes, they can. Pass Prapovastis out to center. Here's Will Riley. 6:05 to go in the second. Engineers up by a goal. Will Riley into the zone. Drops it back for Bourbonnais. Just keeps it in along the blue line. Feeds it down low. Bouncing puck behind the cage, settled by Hayhurst. Hayhurst holding. Center blue line, Will Riley. Far point, Prapovastis. He'll carry now. Prapovastis down low, behind the goal. Across to the near side for Bourbonnais. Back up top, Hayhurst. Shoulder fake. Down low, Bourbonnais. Jam try in front. They're looking for the same play they got their last goal on. It was Bourbonnais from the goal line extended, got the rebound, and Liljegren slammed it home. That time the rebound was corralled by Gillum, and he holds on.
Let's get some fresh legs out on the ice.
You can see the attention there. It was the same exact play. The Engineers worked it down low to Bourbonnais. You worked the 2-on-1 below the dots, and that's exactly what they were looking for. That time Gillum was keen to it and made the play. Puck worked to the near corner. Anderson trying to clear it out far side and got plenty of it all the way past Tierney's and all the way down. Perry out of his net to play. Some forecheck pressure coming. He'll use the far boards to find Evan Tierney's. 1:13 to go on RPI's 4th power play. Now Polino on a Buffalo, New York. Works it near side. Stick handling whiffing, ran into some trouble, and it's cleared out by Vanderlyn. Back down to pick it up, Perry. Halfway through this power play for RPI. Jared Wilson, junior from Calgary, Alberta, will skate it to center ice. Drops it off there. Melanson will carry in, chip it off the boards, trying to get it to himself. No. Chance to clear for Cornell. Can they do it? There's a tie-up in the far circle. And still nothing. Yeah, the Engineers work it deep. First one to it, Anderson. Can he clear? High off the glass. Pass Wilson. Got to be careful there. He didn't have the puck. And he put a couple of arms into his man in front of him. Now a shorthanded chance here for Nuttall. It's blocked by Tyrannies. 22 seconds left on this RPI power play. 4.5 to go in the second. Long pass ahead, trying to break in. Melanson a shot, he put it wide. What a look from Tyrannies. He threaded the needle there to find Melanson breaking into the zone. It was a partial break, had a defenseman on either hip. So it wasn't a true clean breakaway from Melanson, but he missed wide. Out of the box now. Engineers 2 for 4 in the power play. A bad cross-ice pass, but it's stolen away by Riley. He'll move in. Riley, drop pass Hayhurst. Fed back in front, no. He was looking for Bourbonnais. To the point, it's out to center. Prapavesis will gather there. And RPI will have to retreat on the touch-up. They shoot it in. Under 4 to go in the second. Cornell will look to break to center. Patrick McCarron crosses the red line. Runs into a couple teammates, keeps on trucking in. He'll take a shot from the top of the circle. Easily seen and gloved by Perry. He'll hold on. 3-2 Engineers continue to lead with now 3:47 on the clock. What are you seeing, Hutch?
Boy, I was just getting ready to say. I mean, both teams look a lot more under control this period. Not as much helter-skelter up and down the ice. Everyone's staying well. It's been a good period so far. Engineers still lead.
Final score from women's hockey tonight. RPI losing at Cornell by a 3-2 final. Hearing they then had massive blackouts, power outages all across the Cornell campus there in Ithaca. So I hope everyone's all right down there. It's a little bit chilly to be having power outages. As Jimmy DeVito will move it into the far side of the Cornell zone. Nuttall now behind his own goal. He's being harassed by DeVito. Nearly works the turnover. In fact, well, no, Cornell does a nice job to win it back. And here they come to center. Caldas, far side in. Broken up, but it pops right to Kubiak. The train just keeps on trucking into the zone. Here's Malott. Rister way wide off the glass. Caroms around to the far point where it's kept in by Nuttall. Fed to the near side corner. Parkerino there. Trying to clear it out. No, Kubiak. Help behind the goal. Malott leaning on DeVito. To the near side boards, just backhanded all the way down by Nanny. Will this be icing? Looks like it will. They wave it off at the last second. Nuttall takes a hard hit from Wood, who had to be careful because he saw the numbers, or the single number, if you will, of Nuttall's number 5. Now here comes Vanderlyn for Cornell. Stops at the far hash marks. Tried to feed it back. Good stick by Melanson. Tried to whoop it up the boards. No. Broken up and scooped back in by McRae. Puck goes wobbling behind the RPI cage to the far side corner. Vanderlyn has Tyrannies pinned against the boards. Knocked down over there by Buckles. Backhand shot. Stick saved by Perry. The puck goes behind the goal. Riley doesn't have a stick. He lost it on the poke check. McRae fakes a shot. Off for Yates. McRae one-timer saved there by Perry on the pad. Kick to the far corner. Yates now with it. Good cycle from this Cornell third unit. Tie up in the corner now, right in front of where the Zamboni enters the ice. 2 minutes to go in the second period. 3-2 is the RPI lead on number 16 Cornell. Widener, bottled up by Tyrannies, sneaks away. Bourbonnais now works it free. He wants to skate, race for the puck. Who's going to get there first? And he backhands it out in front, tipped just wide by Melanson. What an effort by Riley Bourbonnais to first get to that puck where the defenseman had a bit of a step on him to begin the race. And eventually threw that one dangerously in front of the Cornell goal, but right back on the attack of the Big Red. Shot way high there from Router. Along the near wall, it's Holden Anderson. Back towards the point, he looks to work it up the boards. Widener still out there for Cornell. Tyrannies. Knocked free by Freschke. And now Router. Back to the point. Anderson, slap shot coming. Takes a deflection, that never got to Perry. High off the glass, out to center ice by the Engineers. They're going to try to get a change here. Past Freschke and Wilson all the way down. They wave off the icing. Coming up on a minute to go in the second period. Wilson, near side for Nanny. Far side connection. Hayhurst trying to pick up speed into the offensive zone. Bottle up there, but it pops right to Orval. Skated back out by Cornell at center ice. Shot coming. And a try there by Fiegel is saved by Perry into the near corner. Behind the cage now. Malott throws it through everybody to the near wall. Poked out to center ice there by Orval. Nuttall. Far side up the boards from Kaldis. Prapavessis now backing up in his own zone. Shot around to the near side with 24 seconds to go. There's a giveaway. Sterrett throws it through the low slot area. Nobody home again. Now another chance there. Shot and a save by Perry. Kicks behind the goal. Engineers need this horn to come as soon as possible. 10 seconds ago, they finally cleared his center. Nuttall backing up in his own zone with 5, and that will do it for period number 2. Shots through 2 are going to be 31-21 Cornell, but the Engineers still holding on to that 1-goal lead. It's 3-2 RPI after 40 minutes of play. In an exciting second, the Engineers come away with it in the lead.
And, you know, with that 31-21 shot advantage for Cornell, it really doesn't seem like it watching this game. I mean, RPI is flying around. They're making the most of their chances that they get, and they're putting the puck in the back of the net. So, you know, and those goals coming, 4 power play goals. Of course, I mean, we'll talk about that. And
yeah, absolutely. In our break. By the way, I was horribly wrong in the faceoffs. They're 30-15 in favor of Cornell. I was sorry to get everyone's the RPI fans' hopes up who are tuning in tonight. I had them flipped. I apologize. 2-1 advantage in favor of Cornell. 30-15 after 2. Penalties are even. Power plays are even. Power play goals are even. 2 apiece. Engineers have 9 power play shots to Cornell's 8. And we'll get you more stats and some. We'll talk, like I said, about the spring, what's to come from RP Athletics. Maybe a little bit of a wrap of the winter, although not quite done yet in that department. All that to come here in our second intermission, where your score after 2 is RPI 3 and Cornell 2. You're listening to live coverage of RPI hockey on 91.5 FM WRPI Troy.
Puck number 1616, you're the winner of the Regeneron Checker Puck Contest and the prize that goes with it tonight. Thanks for participating. Regeneron Checker Puck Contest.
Let's go,
I'd like to
Eric!
remind you, Hudson Mohawk Figure Skating Club is in its 65th year of offering learn to skate classes here at the Fieldhouse. Classes take place on Saturday morning and they're for all ages. For more information, check it out at hmfsc.org. They'll be back at Houston Fieldhouse Friday to take on Princeton in the Northeast Station Conference, February 17th. It's Alumni Trio Weekend.
You are using the car accident. Call. Free consultation, free advice. With hometown attorneys, for free advice.
Live from the Houston Fieldhouse, Peerless Garris, Tyler Hutchinson, 91.5 FM WRPI. Troy Engineers lead number 16 Cornell 3-2 after 2. And Hutch, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl?
Of football.
Of football, I understand. You know, the Super Bowl is already here.
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Well,
it feels like it's never coming, and then it's here.
Who do I think is going to win?
Who do you? Yeah, I don't care.
Or who do I want to win?
Give me both.
I don't know. I don't know. I think.
It would be historic. Yeah, I guess it'd be historic either way. Brady's playing in his 7th.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I do. I'm a Giants fan, but
yeah.
I do respect the New England Patriots. And
well, you never lost to them in the Super Bowl, so the Giants haven't.
No, that's true. But I mean,
yeah, at the same time. Okay, so
at the same time, man. But yeah, I mean, Tom Brady is. Some say the greatest of all time. Now, do I agree? I don't know.
I tend to agree, but anyway, who do you think's going to win?
I think the Falcons are going to pull it out.
Wow. Okay. Is that also what you want?
I don't know what I want.
Okay. Well, at least you know what you think's going to happen, and not necessarily what you want. But Anyway.
I mean, I do like Chris Hogan for the Patriots. You know?
Yeah, lax guy.
You know, get the lacrosse, you know. Cred.
Right, okay. They can also play other sports.
That's true.
That's a good point. I agree with you.
No.
Well, because a lot of people say, well, you're good at this, but you'd be terrible at this.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I think the one sport maybe not one, but I think hockey is the one thing that's tough to go to and play. Because because how you get around on the field of play is different.
And how many other sports are you wearing skates on the bottom of the field?
Absolutely not. Football to lacrosse, baseball, football, lacrosse, those sports seemingly you could be able to do multiple with your athletic ability. There's enough of that. We're ready to go in the third. Engineers get it deep. Victor Lildgren behind the goal. Turns with it towards the point. Carries it all the way there. Feeds it near side. Good pass for Wilson. Wrister coming. It deflects to the near corner. Traffic in front. I believe it was Whiffen who maybe got a tip on that. It'll be McCarron to skate it out to center for Cornell. He'll spin back towards his own end. 30 seconds into the third period here at the Houston Fieldhouse. Cornell down a goal despite out shooting the Engineers 31-21 through the first two. Caldis down the middle, tipped into the zone by Rauter. Shot around to the far side. Prapavesis off the boards and all the way down the ice. It will be wide of goal, no icing. They say it was deflected. McRae leaves it behind for Smith. Tipped along at center by Freschke. Shot right back in by Melanson. Widener has it poked off his stick by Drew Melanson. Widener just forces it around to the near wall. Can't get it out to center. Now they finally do. But back on it, Melanson taps it back to Bradley Bell. Prapavesis now at his own blue line. Near side, Bell hopped off his stick. He will stick handle to the offensive zone. All by himself, Bell in. Shot blocked by a leg. And back comes Mitch Vanderlyn. Into the offensive zone, Vanderlyn, top of the circle. Shot was blocked by Prapavesis into the corner. Prapavesis one-hands it up the wall. Shot near side by DeVito was behind Wood. Picked up there by Matt Nuttall, the sophomore from Marilla, New York. Carried in far side, broken up by Morello for RPI. Now Riley, Prapavesis drops it back for Will Riley. Picked up his first collegiate goal tonight and his 10th point as an Engineer. Solid freshman campaign for the blue liner from Toronto. Cornell to center on the move. It's going to be Fiegel in, trying to center all the way around to the near corner. He goes. Stolen away by Hayhurst. Drops it back for Riley. And now Manley. Tipped in deep by Orval. First one to it, McCarron. He'll feed it far side. Broken up there. Tipped out to center. Carried on further by Noah Ball. Excuse me. Puck out to center. Orval to the near boards for Paulino. It's tipped back out to center ice. Wilson again. Glove down by Gillum. RPI is going to get a change here. 3 minutes into the third period. 3-2. RPI leads Cornell. Engineers looking for that 4-point weekend. Would be their first. Wilson. Indirect off the end boards behind his own goal. Not a lot on the pass. Having to go back to pick it up was Reno. And the Engineers do enough to just get it out to center. Holden Anderson for Cornell. Backing up into his own zone. Right in front of Mitch Gillum. He'll start the breakout for the Big Red. Fed on further through Angelo. Chipped off the boards. Picked up there by Nanny. He wants to skate the other way. Into the skates of Liljegren. He'll navigate the blue line. Poked away from him. Fed down the middle. Not much for Sterrett to do with that. He was converged upon by a pair of Engineers. And it's Prapavesis who comes away with it. He'll shoot it in. Wraps around to the far side and actually starts the break the other way for Rauter. He shot it too hard. Tyrannese will try the glass behind the goal. Shoots it out to center. I believe they're offside. No. There's clearly offside against Cornell. If somehow the Big Reds score on this offensive zone trip, they'll most certainly look at it, and it becomes a moot point as, well, not yet. Engineers haven't cleared it out. Now Bell to Liljegren. I was going to say, if they ended up scoring that play, you certainly would have looked at it again. Looked from here as though the Big Red were offside. Anyway, they're back into the zone. And it's Vanderlyn at the far boards. Poked away by Bourbonnais out to center with some help from Bell. Backing up into his own zone, Vanderlyn. Bourbonnais just takes it away. Bourbonnais in the corner. Bumped by Vanderlyn. Shielding the puck in the corner. Now Morello. Try to give it back to Bourbonnais. It was broken up. Caldis up the wall for Yates. On further. With speed comes Buckles. Shot off the base of the net. Karams to the far corner, and we get a whistle here. And a hand pass is going to be called against the Engineers. 15:04 to go in the third. We get a stoppage.
We finally get a stoppage.
We do.
Is that the first stoppage? I think that's almost 5 minutes of hockey. No whistles.
No whistles, no shots.
No shots.
Engineers will take it.
We'll take it.
Face-off coming in the RPI zone. They lead 3-2. Tyranny's on the draw, won by the Big Red, but a good play by DeVito to poke it out to center. On for Jake Wood. He'll lob it into the corner and try and chase it down himself. Runs hard into Holden Anderson. Tipped to the far side by DeVito. At the hash marks, back to the point, Riley. Near point, Manley just lobs it into the corner. First one to it, Tyranny's behind the goal. Takes a hit from McCarron. Picked up by Fiegel. He'll play up the wall. Just taking that hit was Malott as Wood tried to hit him. Malott barely felt it. Shot in by Bold. Riley runs into him. Puck to the near wall. And then we get a holding call coming up on Tyranny's. He had the stick of the defenseman Nuttall. And Cornell's going on the power play down a goal. Tyranny's wasn't going to get away with that one.
See Wood try to run into Malott there. He didn't back down, but
he had hit on Fiegel, excuse me. A hold of him. Yeah, you're right.
He bounced right off of him, but he got right up.
He did.
He fell off the horse and got right back up.
You're not going to find Jake Wood backing down from anybody.
Certainly not.
Even if that hit goes fruitless. Evan Tyranny's off for holding. He had the arm of Jared Fiegel along the wall. It'll turn into a power play chance here for Cornell. They are 2 for 4. This is their 5th opportunity. And it comes in a big spot early in the third. Face off to the right of left of Chase Perry, near side of the RPI zone. Anthony Angelo to take the draw against Whiffen. It's won by Angelo in the Big Red. Up the wall. Widener. To the middle of the ice for McCarron. Far side circle. Kubiak lost it on the stick handle. He took his eye off the puck. One back, however, by Angelo. Back up top, McCarron. Wrister through traffic, and that was stopped by Perry on the left pad. May have been headed wide. Puck in the near corner now, RPI zone. Back to the point, McCarron. Thought about a Wrister. Pulls it back out towards the point. Near circle, Widener. Back to McCarron. Yates at the far point. Looking for the deflection. Saved by Perry. Swats the rebound to the corner. Widener once more. Whistle here. Holding is the call. Holding the stick. It's going to go on Angelo. That'll negate the final 1:21 of the power play. And the Engineers catch a break there. And it's a mistake from the sophomore Angelo.
Yeah, it's a mistake. I mean, you're down a goal. You got the power play advantage, and you don't want to see even numbers here. So that's huge for RPI. And then they'll end up having just about 40 seconds of power play for themselves. That's it.
4-on-4 hockey for 1:21. 13:46 left in the third. Freshkey against Melanson on the face-off here. One back cleanly by Drew Melanson to Prapavesis. Wrist shot was blocked by the skate of Freshkey. Here comes Smith skating out for Cornell. Flips it to the far wall. First one to it, Prapavesis. Being pressured there by Vanderlyn. But it's going to be Melanson who carries the other way. Stops at the far point. Fed near side, picked up off the wall by Manley. He'll skate down low. Charlie Manley tied up by Freshkey. Puck off the base of the net to the near corner. Lou Nanny trying to track it down. He had a goal last night, his 3rd of the year. Got the scoring started for RPI in that game. He'll go off on a change. Nanny will, as Smith will control for Cornell. 43 seconds left of 4-on-4 hockey. Vanderlyn in. Shot in the glove save by Perry. Didn't hold. Cleared to the far wall. by the defense. Near point, McCarron. Stick handling McCarron, shot in a blocker, saved by Perry. Right back to where it came from. Polino sweeping in, but he can't control. Backhanded in front by Kubiak. It goes over the top. Now Bold at the half boards. Fed to the far point, nobody home. Out to center it goes. Bold will track it down there. And then feed it across for Caldis. Yanni Caldis for Cornell. Far side for Widener. He shoots it in as one of his teammates needed to touch up. RPI power play starting in a couple seconds as Riley skates it down the middle. Near side, Prapavessis, they fire it in. Abbreviated power play for RPI as Riley takes a couple of whacks at it. It's kept in by Bourbonnais. Pops to the near point, Prapavessis pulls it back, takes a wrister, it went wide. Picked up by Bourbonnais, far side corner. Bourbonnais now on RPI's fifth power play, shot save, rebound saved by Gillum. He denies Hayhurst at the near post. On a big-time drive, Gillum sliding across and smothering.
18 seconds on the man advantage here. You know, I hope the boys down in the cage are watching this, you know. Just a shout-out to those guys.
You can give a shout-out to those guys. Game being simulcast, of course, on RPI TV. We thank you for listening and watching, however you may be taking in this one between RPI and Cornell. That one left the zone, and we get a whistle for it. That is the correct call. 11:59 to go in the third. 13 seconds left on the RPI power play. Holding the stick call against Anthony Angelo.
Still in a one-goal lead. That's nobody's comfortable right now. That is not a comfortable margin. You know, if they bury one here, a little better. Still not comfortable, but
no,
they just can't let up.
Not at all. Shots are 35-23 Cornell. As it'll be worked out for the Engineers. Pass back for Riley. He took his eye off the puck. That'll do it for the RPI power play. It was a short one, but it counts nonetheless. Both teams 2 for 5 on the man advantage. Now Angelo was offside. No, puck played with a high stick. We'll send the face-off down the ice. 11:39 to go. 3-2 is the RPI lead. Actually, no, we'll draw it up right where they left it, outside the RPI end.
They work with all the major cruising lines out of New York and New Jersey.
A lot of whistles.
A lot of whistles.
Now a lot of whistles. No whistles, now a lot of whistles. Here we go.
Face-off won by the Engineers. Played across to Parker Reno. He'll chip it off the boards. Knocked down at center ice. Engineers are onside, just barely. Whiffen lost the puck. Trying to skate around Kubiak, who went down rather easily. And it'll be played by McRae back to Kubiak, and now connected to Angelo through center. He takes a bit of a dive through the neutral zone. Takes the Engineer with him. And now Holden Anderson will reset for Cornell. Problem is when you're that big, it's tough a lot of times to get a penalty. Sometimes you have to help them out. That time, officials weren't buying it. Here's Whiffen behind the goal for Wilson. Pass behind Wood. McRae now. Backing up in front of Gillum. He'll feed it far side on for Buckles. Matt Buckles into the offensive zone. Backhander on goal, saved by Perry on the right pad. Buckles again looks to cycle. Poked away by Tierney's, but Vanderlyn jumps on it. Still Mitch Vanderlyn to the point. Stops at the blue line. Nobody comes to him. Shot there. Blocked down. Tie up in the corner. Good play by Riley. He had Yates just all kinds of tied up at the bottom of the circle. Wasn't able to get his stick on the ice. Now they move the puck to the near corner of the RPI zone. Cornell certainly leads in time of possession on the attack in this game, but they trail by a goal. Shot towards goal, skims wide. To the near point, it's kept in. Shot and a save by Perry. Bouncing puck to the bottom of the far circle. Glove down by Melanson. He'll help it off the boards, but not out of the zone. Turning with it, far circle. Drop pass. Yates, a shot that was blocked. Tierney's trying to chop it out of the zone. He can't clear. Second effort, Bourbonnais. And now Tierney's will skate it to center ice. He'll cross the blue line, take a drive, and a blocker save made by Gillum. Comes down in the far corner. We've had a couple of bids for highest puck off the ice tonight, including that one. Chip McDonald with our first and probably our winner. That one almost at the ceiling. That time Gillum's off the blocker, not quite as high. Now a centering pass all the way through. Penalty coming up here. It's going to go on the Engineers. It was away from the puck, I think. It's going to be a hook. Maybe not, as the man just getting up from the ice was the defenseman Caldis. Another power play here for Cornell. They're 6th. They're 2 for 5.
Another power play. Another power play here, and
Looks like they're going to get Jesper Orval for hooking. 9:28 to go, third period. And they're going to do some shoveling to boot. So teams get a chance to think about this. A free timeout here for Cornell, really. You don't draw up a lot of plays in hockey, but you do off face-offs, and that's if they do win it, they're going to have something planned, as you would a lot of times, even without the timeout. But certainly the timeout helps to go over some things you might want to if you're Coach Schaefer.
make sure everyone's on the same page.
Absolutely. So another big spot here. Jesper Orval in the box. Sophomore from Halmstad, Sweden.
Orville wants that one back.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to take penalties late in the game, especially against a team that's had some success on the man advantage like Cornell has. Other scores as we have this quick break around the league. St. Lawrence and Clarkson. The North Country Derby is tied 1-1 after 2. Quinnipiac leads Yale 3-2. They're in the third. Union and Colgate across town. They're tied at 1 after 2. That one started at 7:30. So they're a little bit behind us, but they've a 1-1 game over in Schenectady. That's an interesting result if it holds up. Union trying to battle for that top spot in ECAC hockey. We get a whistle here. And Widener tossed from the dot. They'll send Yates in. Yates listed as a center as well, so doesn't much matter to the Big Red. As the power play, or excuse me, penalty kill unit gets the job done for RPI. Initially, they shoot it down off the defensive zone face-off win. Jeff Kubiak now to start the breakout, far side. Here comes Widener. Stops at the far side circle along the wall, tipped on down low. Angelo, he's wrapped up by Wilson and goes down. Trying to scoop it up the boards. Parker Reno battles for it there, shot around to the near side corner. Bourbonnais chopping at it there with McCarron, they can't get it out. Widener, drop pass to the near point for Kubiak. Down low they go, right back to Kubiak at the point. Far point now, center blue line. Widener's shot takes a deflection on the way through, never got to Perry. Down low Yates behind the goal. Holding. Thrown it out in front, shot was blocked away. That never got to Perry either, it was a good block, I think it was Reno. And a one-timer was denied on the doorstep. As the Engineers clear, halfway through the power play, 8.5 to go, third period. RPI leading 3-2. Right now holding on as the Big Red are on the power play. Brady Whiffen trying to clear it up the far boards. It's gloved down there by Buckles. Back to the point now, McCray. Caldas. Now Vanderlyn. Up top, fake a slapper. Near side, Caldas walking right in. Takes the shot and a save on the stick by Perry. Far side, half wall. Down low they go. Buckles, far side, that one leaves the zone. And ill-advised pass, and now trying to catch the Engineers on a change. It was the goaltender Gillum with a long stretch pass to the RPI line. RPI gets back in position. McCray at the near point. Into the middle of the ice. Router, down low McCray. Feeding it in front, looking for the deflection. He didn't get it. Melanson far side, he gets pinned against the boards. Back to the point, 10 seconds to go in the power play. McCray, touch pass back for Caldas. Back to McCray, back to Caldas. Into the circle, Vanderlyn. He'll pull it out. Penalty about to expire. Hand off at the point there for Caldas. Caldas trying to walk it down low. He'll skate around the net for the wraparound. Rebound shot, they score! All 5 seemingly Big Red converge on the net, and it looks like it's going to be Matt Buckles who picks up the goal. It's going to be an even strength goal, but a tying goal nonetheless for the senior from Toronto. His 5th of the year. Matt Buckles.
I think Hayhurst was the next guy on the ice. He was just coming off and couldn't get it. They were scrambling. They weren't ready for it. It kind of seemed like they were still man down even though they were even.
Certainly it doesn't go down as a power play goal, but Buckles on the doorstep. It was a clean rebound put back. Perry made the initial save, but Buckles a little bit too big and strong there. 6'2", 216. Seems a little below average for the size of one of these Cornell forwards, but it gets the job done nonetheless. Buckles picks up the tally. We're tied at 3. Shot in. Wilson trying to clear. The last time these two teams met was a 3-3 tie in Ithaca last year. RPI winning the home matchup 1-0 on a Jason Kasdorf shutout win. Anyway, we're tied at 3. Cornell still on the attack. Shot was blocked on the try by Malott. Under 7 to go, third period. Behind the goal now, Fiegel throws it in front. Comes all the way free to the far point. Good backup there from Bald. Keeps the play alive in the offensive zone. Now Fiegel along the far wall. Handoff there at the circle. Malott to the point, McCray. His dump in goes to the near corner. Malott there shielding away from Wilson. Good hit by Wilson to separate him from the puck, and now here comes Hayhurst for RPI. If nothing else, to alleviate some of the pressure. Staying onside with a toe pick move there was Paulino. No pick, of course, just keeping that toe along the blue line. As in Paulino will dig for it along the near wall, and now down low. Didn't want to make it sound like he had figure skates on. Now digging out of the corner was Orval. He was pinned against the boards by a good hip check from Widener. Now Whiffen around the net. Turning, tried to feed it in front, didn't get anything on it, but Liljegren's there to help out. Puck to the near side corner now. Good cycle from the Engineers for a change. Whiffen. He gets knocked down. Puck behind the goal. Smith knocked down by Liljegren. They're going to call a penalty here. Liljegren can't believe it. They're going to call him for tripping with 5:29 to go and another power play chance here for Cornell.
I don't know about that call.
It was a tough one.
Tough call to make there. I don't know if I agree with it. I don't know if you agree with it, but.
Yeah, at some point you have to look at situation there. I don't know that Liljegren's stick made Smith trip there. He might have been leaning. Yep, he was on edge, went down. That's one you can call. Unfortunately for the Engineers, if you're the officials. You can. I left it open. I left that open to interpret. You can call that. I can't totally disagree. Anyway, a power play for Cornell. And another big chance here. They didn't score in their last power play, but essentially they did. Seconds after they get the tally from Matt Buckles, his 5th of the season, to make it 3-3. There's a clean interception by Whiffen, who moves it out to center and all the way, at least into Cornell territory. Back comes Yates quickly for the Big Red. Far side wall. Nanny breaks it up, but he can't clear the zone. Kubiak into the slot. Drops it back for McCarron. Back to Kubiak in the near circle. Into the slot. Bouncing puck. Gathered there by Angelo. Cycling Kubiak down low for Angelo. Back up top for Kubiak. Another drop pass to the point. Angelo now. Fed down low for Yates. He's tied up by Riley. Back to the far point. McCarron. Holding, waiting, shooting, and a save by Perry on the stick. Far side half boards. Nanny has it pinned against the wall, trying to waste some time. Halfway through the Cornell power play. 4.5 to go in the third. Cornell has never led in this game. Widener. Down low. Yates. Centering pass knocked out of the air. Top of the circle. Faking a shot. McCarron. Turning and shooting. Saved by Perry, and he's got it. Great positioning there by the sophomore goaltender Chase Perry. Top of the crease. Cutting down the angle from McCarron. He's able to squeeze it. Not allow a rebound.
Squeeze and hold on to it. Not giving up the rebound, exactly. We're watching the same game. That was a good play by Chase Perry there. You got 46 seconds to go here on the power play.
46 seconds on the power play. 4:15 left in the third. In a 3-3 game. Jake Wood, far side, spins and wheels and couldn't clear. Didn't have the puck. Prabavesis does get it by Router at the blue line. Big clear for RPI. Caldis picks it up. He'll skate it along. Drop pass towards the wall for Router. Played down low. Now back to the point. McCray, Arister through traffic, never got to Perry. Pops right back out to the point. Another block there, that time by DeVito. Now Caldis has it poked away. Penalty coming up. Melanson drew it. Caldis called there. Interference, hooking, tripping. Pick your poison. Power play's over for Cornell with 8 seconds left on it. Engineers will have almost 2 minutes of power play time coming up and just 3:36 to go in this game. Keep moving your feet. Drew Melanson's not going to get anything in the box score for that, but he drew that penalty there on the freshman defenseman, Yanni Caldis.
That's a heads-up play. That's a heads-up play. They were looking to start some offense there, you know, shorthanded offense, and he ended up getting a call.
Face off here to the right of Mitch Gillum. 4-on-4 for 8 seconds. Then Lildregan's coming out of the box in search of a hat trick. Far side win. Riley a drive, and he shot it wide. Back to the point now, Prapavesis. Back to Riley. Out of the box, Lildregan. He'll join the power play. Bourbonnais, up top Riley, a shot, that's blocked. Rebound out in front, cleared to the near point. Will it leave the zone? Yes, it will. Hayhurst gathers there. He'll stick handle. Hayhurst spins away from the check of Nuttall. Nuttall picks it up, trying to clear. Chopped to center ice there by Starrett. And Prapavesis will gather in his own end. We've hit 3 minutes to go in the game. Minute 22 on this RPI power play. 3-3 RPI and Cornell. You're listening to RPI Hockey 91.5 FM WRPI Troy. Spun to the far corner. Good hit by Bourbonnais. Oh, they're calling a penalty.
Bourbonnais crushed him.
Yeah, he hit him. Let's see. Oh boy. Holden Anderson went down. He's still down in the corner. Senior from Montreal, Quebec.
Yeah, he took a pretty hard hit there.
He did. Well, that'll do it for the end of this RPI power play, which had 1:07 left on it. So we'll skate 4-on-4. And they're going to give Bourbonnais a 5-minute major. My goodness.
It's getting pretty loud here at the Houston Fieldhouse.
Well, it wasn't from behind. And he gets a game. Wow. 2:43 left in this one.
5 minutes for hitting from behind and a game misconduct. At 17 minutes and 17 seconds.
5 in a game for Riley Bourbonnais, the senior captain from Rochester, New York. So Cornell is going to get almost 4 minutes of power play time if they need it. There's 2:43 left in the regulation time. If the game is still tied at 3, it will go to overtime. Of course, that major penalty will carry over into OT.
This puts the Engineers in a tough position.
I almost didn't think that was a penalty at all. And he got a major. Gonna play the cards here down for the Engineers. 3-3 game. Here's Vanderlyn. 4-on-4 for now. The Engineers could use a goal in this 4-on-4 situation, which has 48 seconds left on it, before they'll spend essentially what's left of this game and a lot of any potential overtime on the kill, of course. And we get an icing. That's not a good start.
That is not a good start. Let's see if they can create something on this 4-on-4 hockey. You know, there's a little more space out there on the ice. Might work in their favor. But we'll go back to our end.
Face off in the RPI zone. Prapavesis battling there with Starrett. Manley has his man wrapped up in the corner. That's Freshkey. They're going to be careful there. Manley had a lot of Freshkey as they continue to do battle behind the goal. Freshkey on his backhand. Jam try at the front of the net. And that one, I don't think, came on goal. 20 seconds left of 4-on-4. Tyrannies lobs it in. Glove down by Gillum as he makes the backhand snare and holds on. We'll have a face-off in the Cornell zone. 1:48 left in regulation. 3-3 RPI and Cornell. Riley Bourbonnais has just been sent to the locker room. 5-minute major and a game misconduct for a hit against the boards behind Mitch Gillum in the in the Cornell zone on Holden Anderson.
Down to the wire here in Troy.
Face-off coming in the Cornell zone. Won by the Big Red. Widener with it. Cornell using one defenseman on this 4-on-4 situation. They know they have a defenseman coming out of the box. It's Caldas. Now they have the full allotment. Caldas will go right to the bench, and a power play will start for the Big Red. Minute 28 to go in regulation. 3:40 left on the power play. The major penalty to Riley Bourbonnais being served by Jesper Orval. And a steal, shorthanded comes Jake Wood. RPI wants to skate. 3 men hit the line. They got to be careful. Wood walking in. Shot and a save made by Gillum. Engineers not being shy there, shorthanded. Throwing numbers forward. Now they got to get back. And they're offside at the line.
That's a good call.
Whoa, big call.
Close.
Big call. 59.1 to go. And Cornell had numbers skating the other way. We get a stoppage here. And a rest for everybody. Including myself, fighting a bit of a cold all week. And I'm happy to be here. Wasn't here last night. But happy to be back.
Happy to have you.
McRae, thanks, Hutch. Here is Caldas. Hit by Reno, far side. Trying to pull it back towards the point was Caldas. Reno can't get it out. Now it's pinned against his skate along the far boards. Looking to clear it out to Vito. Can't find it. Kept in by the Big Red. Yanni Caldas. McRae. Near circle. 30 seconds to go. Faking a shot there. Now a fake shot from Vanderlyn. Papavestis fell down on the fake. Bouncing puck far side. They score. Power play goal for Yanni Caldas. And it's a 4-3 Cornell lead. First collegiate goal for Yanni Caldas. And he might be the one who laughs last here. His former Nanaimo Clipper buddy, Will Riley, picked up a goal earlier in this one, his first collegiate goal. And Caldas waited all the way till 22.6 seconds left to pick up his first goal in NCAA play.
And Cornell's first lead of the game comes with 22 seconds to go.
Oh boy. How big was that major? Of course, it looms very large over the end of this game.
That was a tough penalty. It was senior captain. I mean,
Yep. Yeah, you're right about
Did he
that.
make a mistake? Throwing a hit at that time of the game? Do we need to take that penalty there? I don't know.
No, you're right.
But then again, I also didn't think it was a penalty, so it's really tough to say.
He was trying to slow them. You don't want the other team to clear the puck, so you're going to go hit the guy.
That's it, yeah. The catch-22.
The penalties were adding up, and I think that was a bigger problem for RPI than the major. You had all those penalties in the third period. In the third period, the Engineers took 4 penalties. Well, 3 that went on the board, including the major. Sure. But you had Jesper Orval with the hook. You had Victor Liljegren with the trip. Those coming at 10:32 and 14:31. Those are late third period penalties that you have to avoid. The official review, I believe, is on the goal, which are they reviewing?
And now we've got an RPI timeout.
Right, and they're going to decide what they want to run here off the draw. I'm sure they're going to try to get Perry to the bench as soon as they can. To unfortunately for them, make it 5-on-5.
Right. Well,
Cornell, this is what they've done. Excuse me. They've been in these type of games. I think that's what's helped them in this one. In close games, they've actually given up leads, which is very uncharacteristic of Cornell teams of the past this season. They've given up leads and having to come back and win games.
Oh, they changed the time on the clock. They added 2 seconds to the clock, so now you got
24.3. All right, we'll see if that comes into play.
And Perry, the first goal of the game was scored in only 25 seconds, so there could be a magic moment here for the Engineers.
Just like the Drifters, right?
Just like the Drifters.
Bouncing puck out of the play comes Liljegren. He'll skate in with it. Empty net for RPI. Big hit in the corner. 16 seconds to go. Back to the point. Here's Wilson. Wrist shot coming, takes a deflection into the slot. Tierney's a backhand off the post. Back towards the point with 8. Wilson a drive. That one skims wide. Behind the goal now. Picked up there by Whiffen with 1. And that will do it. Evan Tierney's on the backhand hits the iron with about 6 or 7 seconds left in the game. So close to tying things up with the extra attacker. But it's Cornell who wins it 4-3. An exciting one throughout. Big Red end up with 37 shots to RPI's 25. And as Hutch mentioned, Cornell never led to the final minute of this game.
Wow. What a finish here.
Cornell finishes up 3 for 8 on the power play. RPI 2 for 6. And another opportunity for RPI. You're not happy with the result, of course, when you either tied or leading the whole game, but got to close games out. And that's what the Engineers were not able to do tonight. But you're playing against another top 20 team in Cornell. You gave them all that they could ask for. Rather unfortunate for RPI to end up on the wrong side of things, but they continue to battle and they continue to seemingly play better and better as the season has gone along, especially the last month or so. 6, now 7 games they've played the way they want to be playing. So we'll see if that translates into anything over the coming weeks. Obviously, only 3 more weeks left of regular season play. The single game against Dartmouth. Then they're home for Princeton, Quinnipiac, and then away to take on these Big Red again, a rematch. And closing out the regular season against Colgate at the end of February on that final regular season weekend. But plenty more to build on from RPI hockey. I'll run down the scoring in this one. Hutch will come up with his offensive and defensive engineers. He'll have some time to think about that while I go through all 7 goals here.
Well,
you're responsible for that, but you have a little bit of time.
I'm responsible for
offensive and defensive engineers of the game.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely, you'll come up with that. I'm not trying to give you work. I know this is not you're not getting paid for this. Victor Liljegren got the scoring started 25 seconds in, his 7th of the year from Brady Whiffen and Lou Nanny. Cornell tied things up on the power play. Patrick McCarron scoring from Trevor Yates and Jake Widener. Made it 1-1 on the man advantage. Will Riley then scored his first collegiate goal. 8:41 of the first period. Riley Bourbonnais and Mike Prapavesis picking up the assist there. Cornell ties it at 2 on the power play. Jake Widener's 5th of the year from Trevor Yates and Jeff Kubiak. Then at 8:54 of the second, the only goal of the second period, Victor Liljegren's 8th of the year, his 2nd of the game on the power play from Bourbonnais, and Jacob Hayhurst made it 3-2 Engineers. Cornell then tied things up just after a power play had expired. Remember, at 12:40 of the third, Matt Buckles' 5th of the season from Alec McRae and Yanni Kaldis made it 3-3, and then the game winner was scored at 19:35. Kaldis, his first collegiate goal on the power play from Alex Rauter and Mitch Vanderlint. That capped the scoring in the game. Mitch Gillum finished with 21 saves. Chase Perry, 41 stops for RPI. Hutch, who do you got?
I got, for offense?
Offense.
Victor Liljegren.
Yeah, well, that's a good call.
Playing with a chip on his shoulder all game, putting in 2 goals. It's a great job. As far as defense, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Will Riley. And his first collegiate goal. Just playing tough and scrappy all game long. And as a freshman, I think he did a great job tonight.
Absolutely. How about your defensive engineer?
Oh,
you said it.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry. My brain was still catching up.
No, absolutely. Will Riley.
Will Riley.
We'll give it to him.
Awesome. Engineers fall by a 4-3 final. Bit of a controversial major penalty towards the end of that one. That helped, of course, Cornell in their comeback efforts. Before we go, we'd like to thank the Rensselaer Union, which provides funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball. A reminder, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org. You can pick up our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so long as WRPI is broadcasting. We'll provide that broadcast on our internet feed. Once again, that's WRPI.org. I'd like to thank Toast back at the station for inboarding tonight, getting us on the air and keeping us there. Always a big help for the folks back at the station. It's a thankless job. We try to do our thank you here, as many folks appreciate being able to listen to RPI hockey on the radio.
Thank you, Toast.
Any final thoughts, Hutch?
Well, they can't. RPI can't be discouraged after a loss like this. You know, it was kind of a dagger there to take the final goal. I mean,
right.
coming with such little time, but they played well, and they need to look at the positives from this game. But
well, absolutely, Hutch. Thanks for coming on this evening.
no, it was great. Thank you for having me, and it was a great experience, and I hope it was enjoyable for everyone listening.
So do I. Your final score from the Houston Fieldhouse was number 16 Cornell 4 and RPI 3. You've been listening to live coverage of RPI hockey on 91.5 FM WRPI Troy.